Before you do seller financing to them, where if they defaulted, you'd have to foreclose, instead of doing that, you're going to offer them what's called a contract for deed or a land contract scenario. A contract for deed is essentially a seller finance deal. A land contract is essentially a seller finance deal, or it's a subject to deal. But instead of selling the property and transferring the title to the new buyer, what the seller will do, and this is a strategy you would use where, you're selling the property and you have somebody that, you think they're okay, but you're just not sure. So before you do seller financing to them, where if they defaulted, you'd have to foreclose, instead of doing that, you're going to offer them what's called a contract for deed or a land contract scenario. Now, here's what you're saying. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, first of all, thank you for your interest in my home. I'm flattered that you would like to buy my property. That's awesome. But I see in your credit score that there's been some hiccups in payments, there's been some challenges, maybe there was an automobile repoed at one point, and it's not up to me to judge your situation. I understand that everybody has challenges. So what I'd like to do, before we get ourselves into a seller financed agreement, I'm going to instead use what's called a contract for deed, where you're going to make monthly payments and we're going to set the contract for deed up for 36 months. And you're going to pay me every month for the next 36 months. And at the end of that 36 months, as long as there were no missed payments, no collections that I had to deal with, no issues that I had to deal with, at the end of that 36 months, I will sell you the property and give you the deed to the home. Okay? Now this is a contract for deed deal. It's very similar to a lease with an option or a rent to own, but you're actually giving even a greater degree of ownership to the buyer, which makes them feel really good.